everyone. I'm Marianne Govea, co-founder of Eric's House, and I'm here today with a very special guest, Dr. Kathleen Benjamin Rickard. And that is a mouthful, and I'm always mispronouncing it. So we'll just go ahead and call her Dr. Kathy. Welcome, Dr. Kathy.
Thank you, Marianne. Marianne and I have been long friends way back into the grade school years, and I'm honored to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'd like to talk a little bit today about the healing power of a labyrinth. Kathy hosts labyrinth events for us here at our Eric's House property in Paradise Valley, Arizona. And they're very powerful events, and they're actually one of our most attended events. So Kathy, why don't I turn it over to you, and you can share a little bit about the labyrinth.
Thank you. The labyrinth. It is historic, it's ancient, and it has been healing through ancient times. And the way that it works is that it allows a pause and allows a contemplative time to reflect, to focus your energy, to slow your breath. It has the ability to heal and has been so for more than 4,000 years. The benefit of it is that in this context is it allows everybody to get into the potential and the question of healing, and then walk the path, understand what's going on within their own self, and then come out of this path the same way that you went in, with a feeling of rejuvenation. It heals.
Well, I know when we do our full moon labyrinth walks, we have people that are walking together, and I've walked a labyrinth alone, which is very restorative. But I find that when you're walking it with others, especially those who are experiencing grief, it kind of helps bond everybody together.
I agree. I think it has a real community to it. Everybody has their own pace as they walk through this path, and the path is very specific. And the path goes very much in a swirl throughout the circular path, typically, going to the center. And then from the center in this balanced place, then you come back out again the same way you went in. Mm-hmm. That means that you're crossing path with other people. Some people are faster, some people are slower. And the honor of that community is part of that community energy. And in energy, we heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and our labyrinth is located at the base of Mummy Mountain in Paradise Valley. And it's a beautiful, serene location where people can just come and sit and enjoy the desert. So there's something also about being in nature when you're walking a labyrinth.
And nature's part of the deal, because in the concept of grounding, it's actually a science of grounding and earthing, and NASA's been using this forever. That in having the electromagnetic field of the earth is part of the energy of healing altogether, and this is part of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention about the labyrinth walks is sometimes we walk with candles to memorialize our loved ones. And I find that very powerful as well, because you have an intention. You have an intention for healing, or an intention for memorializing, or an intention to remember. And I think that when you're complete with that walk, you kind of have a sense of relief. Could you talk a little bit about the labyrinth and the idea of release, receive, and reflect?
Yes, and we are very conscious of doing that in this ceremony. We start by writing on a piece of paper an intention. It tells you a focus. It gives you a thought that is tangible. And in that way, we develop the beginning of releasing. Carrying the candle through is just seeing the light and a focus of energy, and it helps the feeling of solace as you walk through with the intention that you've already put on paper. So the releasing is really important because it helps to d- get it out of the mind a little bit, get it out of the body a little bit, and walk through that to help you
Mm-hmm.
heal in that way. From that place into this, when we get to the center has an idea and concept of the actual receiving new information.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very high spiritual, um, energetic place of solace. And
Mm-hmm.
at the entrance of at the very center of the thing is a place of pause. With that in mind, waiting until you're ready and then walking the path back out the same way you came, you then are in a position of reflection as you return to the outside. And in that reflection, then we have another concept of healing all the way through. At the end of the event, we burn it into the fire and let it go to the ethers
Mm-hmm.
and have that cemented in as a new way of being for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like the idea of just letting your intention rise up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Now, one of the things that makes our labyrinth events different is the fact that we have a gong.
Yes.
Kathy actually plays the gong. It's a beautiful symphonic gong. Talk to us a little bit about how you use that during the labyrinth walks.
We have chosen at Eric's house to combine the labyrinth with the full moon and with the gong. The gong is a metallic instrument. It is made of several alloys that is individually hammered in, basically. It's molded and hammered in. And it's made one by one. And this particular one is made in Germany. It's called a symphonic gong because when it's played, it resonates all the sounds that you could imagine. People hear birds and they hear um, concerts and they hear the church. Everything is in that sound, depending on what you need to hear, I think. But it's really an important instrument. It has been studied in vitro, meaning in the petri dish. It's been studied to actually disrupt and kill cancer cells. So it's interesting studies that have been done in small scale, but in practicality, it actually helps to go into each individual cell and heal from the inside, cell by cell. It heals the emotions. It heals the entire body. It works on blood pressure. It works on immune system. It is one of the most powerful healing modalities available. Add that to the labyrinth, and we have the opportunity to be at calm to accept such healing, and people love it.
Yeah, people do love it. In fact, I think that is one of the things they love most about it. There's not a lot of labyrinths that are public that you can go to and walk, but there's very few places that actually incorporate the healing power of a gong into the walking meditation. I think that makes the Eric's House events special. And,
Yep.
we generally have a little bit of a get together after our events where people can talk and share about their experiences, perhaps share some of the challenges that they're going through. And we like that because we know that it helps people heal, but it also helps bind us together as a community. Kathy talked a little bit about crossing each other during the walk as you walk the path. And that also helps to bind us together as a community. And in that sense, we're here to support and hold space for each other as we walk our journey.
And it's real important too that we end with the community, and that part of it is putting your note that you have written down, the intention, into the fire and observing the fire. It's a beautiful light.
Yeah.
And then we have a song April sings at the end, and it's just lovely energetically all the way
Yeah.
around. So it's just a moment in time to allow everything just to be steady, everything to be cleared for a little bit, and change the energy within and help to heal in all ways.
Yeah. Well, you are a wealth of knowledge, and you're also a healer.
Indeed.
We're very fortunate to have you on the team at Eric's House. And yes, it's true. Kathy and I met in first grade.
Goodness.
Neither of us can actually remember that far back. But if you're in the Phoenix area or visiting from another state, please look us up on our website at ericshouse.org and look under the events page, and you'll find a listing of the dates where we actually hold our events. So that's it for the Labyrinth. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.